Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks got a big win tonight, 99-79 over the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they go up 2-1. And what started off as a real tense, tight basketball game, but the Knicks kept the Cavaliers to under 80 points. As many people that could scored tonight for the Knicks, but the scoring was at a premium tonight, man. We got RJ in the building, we got Steph, we got some other people, we got a lot of people that's going to join us, ladies and gentlemen. RJ, I'll start with you, man. Your thoughts of the game tonight. Welcome to the show.
Man, happy to be here. This is my first time on MBK, so it's just pretty exciting. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Queen, and shout out to everybody else that's in here. I see Evil in the house, G-Mo. There's a lot of people up in here, but yeah, that was definitely a good game. The Knicks came through, and your shout out to RJ Barrett, who finally broke out. Finally, RJ Barrett showed up tonight.
Yes.
So it was. I'm looking at the stats here, man. RJ Barrett, he's the high scorer. It's funny that we won the game. It's really good we won the game because Julius Randle, he didn't have a Julius Randle game.
No.
He only had.
Not at all.
He was very quiet, 11 points, but we still beat him by 20 points.
Right.
And the defense was insane because they scored under 80 points.
Under 80. I mean, listen, the scores are getting lower and lower and lower in this series.
I mean, we talk about 90s. We talk about early 90s basketball, man.
Right. The scores getting lower and lower and lower, man.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, listen, it was a great game. Listen, it's good to be up 2-1, and next game is on your home court. So, looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
Listen, it was even Derrick Rose got some. Derrick Rose got in the game.
Right.
With more than 3 minutes left. Yeah, the Corn Jeffrey. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good game. I'm happy the way it went. I'm really happy the way it went.
Yeah, no doubt. Steph, your thoughts on the game?
Man, I'm super excited. I said in the pregame, this game is going to tell me a lot about this team. This game is going to let me know if game 1 was the real Knicks or if game 2 was the real Knicks, and Cleveland had us figured out. And game 1 was the Knicks. And what I like about this team tonight is we got contributions from maybe 4 or 5, different players. That makes it easier for us because scoring is at a premium in this series. So to see, Quick have the game he had,
right? To
see Josh Hart rebound and have the game he had,
right?
And to your point, Ajay, I don't know, Randall had 11 points?
11 points.
11 points. And he had to work for those. But we got contributions from other areas, and we were able to win the game. This Knicks team is tough, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I mean, it really did show a lot about what this team is made of. You know what I mean? To get blown out in game 2, and then come back, and play a tough game like this, win by 20. Basically nullify a lot of the adjustments that they made.
Correct.
Right? They nullified it. I mean, I think we talked about it in the pregame, using different people to screen for Jalen Brunson so that they couldn't trap. And I think the Knicks did that, and it nullified them trying to trap Jalen Brunson.
Right.
The Knicks still didn't shoot well. 30% from the three-point line, 47% from the field overall. But their defense was just incredible, right? Because the Cleveland Cavaliers, what they shoot, 38% from the field, 21% from the three-point line, 20 turnovers for the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again?
Maybe 50 or 60% from the free throw line.
Right. The Knicks got back to, playing a good, aggressive basketball game. And kudos to RJ Barrett, man. In the beginning of the game, the first quarter and a half, RJ really kept the Knicks in it.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks needed, if Julius Randle shot 20% from the field, right? 20% from the field. He shot 20% from the three-point line. Somebody had to be able to do something. and RJ stepped in.
And RJ, he was very aggressive from the jump, so that was very good. He pretty much set the tone right from the start. And you knew he was going to have a good game, and all he needed was a couple of shots to drop, and that was all she wrote with him.
Yeah.
So
I think. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it's nice to see RJ, have a good game. Especially in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice, strong game in the playoffs. I think it's big for his psyche, big for his emotion. You know what I'm saying? Big for his confidence. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No doubt about it. But what I was most impressed with RJ Barrett was his floor game. When he had the ball in his hands, he made the right decisions. He didn't have tunnel vision. He wasn't going in the lane hoping he can, put the ball up. He saw the open guys tonight, and he sprayed the ball out to them.
Right.
That definitely helped the ball movement, I think. But I think also Cleveland couldn't swarm as much.
Yes.
Because when they did, he passed it out. We hit some shots and made them pay for that. Whether it was a 3-pointer or whether we drove and scored, whatever it was, him moving the ball the way he did on his drives was huge for us.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the player of the game.
Yeah.
Definitely. He was 8 for 12 from the field, 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, only had 2 turnovers. RJ was just super huge for the Knicks tonight.
And guys, one other adjustment that they made. So I don't know if you realize game 2, we got killed by Darius Garland, right? So tonight they pretty much eliminated him.
Yeah.
So they kind of forced Cleveland to go back to doing what they were doing in game 1, which is kind of run through, or at least try to run through Donovan Mitchell. He had a decent game. I think he had like 22 points maybe.
22 points.
22 points, right? But Darius Garland was 4 for 21. Okay, so he shot 90% from the field. Okay, so the guy that killed us in game 2, we pretty much eliminated him, and that's how he was able to win the game.
Right.
And that domino effect, Queen. You eliminate Darius Garland, Jared Allen didn't have much going on, right? Mobley, he was busy with Randall, playing defense, so he really didn't have a whole lot going on. So really, the only guy scoring for them out there was Donovan Mitchell, and Karis LeVert didn't have a bad game, but he did. But it wasn't the same as game 2.
Right, but he was scaring me a little bit in the beginning because every time felt like maybe the Knicks were going to extend their lead and make it bigger. Karis LeVert would come up with a big shot, a big 3, a mid-range jump shot, or whatever it was.
Right.
It took the Knicks a little while, took them a little bit to really build their lead out in the first, to take control of it.
And also in the third quarter too, he came out like he had like 2 big Karis LeVert, 2 big 3-pointers in the third quarter. So you're right. He was getting a little nervous there with him.
Yeah. Now in the second half, Josh Hart, he started for Quentin Grimes. I haven't been able to check any kind of Twitter or anything to find out what happened with Quentin Grimes' shoulder.
Right.
I think it was the shoulder. I saw them working on the shoulder.
Right. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I guess my question is, it was a blowout, but it didn't seem as though Tom Thibodeau was going to use anybody else. It felt like he was going to stick with an 8-man rotation. Do you expect, if Grimes is out for Sunday's game, it's an early game now, so there's less time for recovery. If Grimes is out in Sunday's game, do we see Deuce?
I think so.
Or does he go with an 8-man rotation?
I think we'll probably see a little bit of Deuce. I think. Spot minute. He's not going to play 30 minutes, but he probably at least 12, somewhere in the range, 12, 14 minutes. Probably see Deuce McBride come in,
right?
And contribute some minutes. I think.
I think it's going to be less than 10.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably be less than 10. But yeah, I do see him playing.
Yeah, I hope that Quentin Grimes is okay. If he's not, this is probably going to open up the door for Josh Hart to be a starter.
Right.
So, it's going to open up that door.
And looking at the stats here, Obi Toppins was only 3 for 8, but he was very active.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
So he didn't score like he didn't have a great shooting night, but he had a good game because he was very active on the defensive. He was playing the passing lane. Like, he was all over the place, and he was keeping their defense honest. Like, they had to stay on him. So
4 steals, I believe.
Four steals, yeah. 4 steals
couple
for
of
Obi
dunks,
tonight.
free throws. So he
well. Yeah.
right. Not a great shooting night, but he contributed in a lot of different ways in the game. So that shout out to him.
You know what I'm starting to think? We talked a lot, even coming into the series. We need this from Grimes. We need this from Quick. Listen, we need Randall and Brunson, and I don't know. Tonight is showing us maybe we don't even need both of them. Is how many of whoever is left can we get 2 of those guys? Whoever it is. If it's RJ, if it's Hartenstein, if it's Josh Hart,
Right.
I don't think we need to say it has to be Quickly or it has to be Grimes. Behind Randall and Brunson, we need 2 of those guys to step up for us. And tonight we got it from RJ Barrett, Josh Hart, and Quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think eventually Randall's going to have a Randall type game. It's tougher because of the playoffs, and they're queuing in on Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Randle missed a bunch of wide open 3-pointers tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's hope that he makes them, going forward. The Knicks as a whole, especially early in the game, missed a lot of wide open 3-point jump shots, and it's been like that all series long. One of these games, the Knicks are going to get really, really hot from the 3-point line. One of these games. And if that happens, I hope it happens in game 4.
which is why you're happy they win these games where they're not playing. It's kind of similar to game 1. Like, we didn't have a great shooting game in game 1, but we came out on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's similar to this one. So, yeah, it's going to start dropping for them.
Yeah. It's crazy how in a series, teams can change from game to game.
Yes.
The Knicks just lost by, 20 plus points. Well, 17, but it was a 20 plus point lead in game 2. And now they come back with a 20-point victory. It's crazy how that changes.
Smack them. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? From game to game. How much do you think the Garden, the Cavs coming into the Garden, how much do you think that played a role?
For the Cavs or for the Knicks?
For the Cavs.
Oh, definitely. I think Garland, I don't want to say he was shook.
Listen, he was shook. he looked nervous.
But he didn't look the same at all. He looked out of sorts, like he wasn't comfortable. Like they dropped him in a windstorm or something.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good thing. Hopefully, the stage remains too big for the Cavs. The crowd was crazy. The crowd was crazy in here.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If they would have walked in here trying to play a basketball game, they would have ran out.
Get nervous too.
They'd have got nervous in here too, because it was crazy. It was packed wall to wall. It was crazy.
Yeah.
What?
I want to point out Mitch Rob. So Mitchell Robinson, and I'm looking at the the numbers here. He was 3 for 5, 60% from the field. Only had 7 points, right? But again, very important. He was very active.
Yes.
He was on the boards. He was battling. He was fighting. Yeah. He pretty much made Jared Allen, like, he neutralized him pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
He kept him busy. Jared Allen, I think, had either 6 or 7 points, just like, so he basically
5 rebounds.
5 rebounds. So he neutralized Jared Allen, and that's very, very important.
Yeah. Jared Allen, 6 points, 5 rebounds for Jared Allen, 2 blocks. Mitchell Robinson, 7.7 rebounds.
Right, and I don't know if you guys remember, game 2, a lot of the blitz, Jared Allen was part of the blitz, right?
Absolutely.
We didn't see none of that tonight because he was occupied down low with Mitch Rob.
Right? Yeah.
Right? So all that activity, it made a huge difference.
Yeah, and in the first quarter, Mitch came up with a ton of huge rebounds. A ton of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Set the tone early.
Yeah, that really helped the Knicks to, especially, in the first quarter, neither team was really hitting shots. So that, made you real nervous. But Mitch continued to grab those rebounds, allowed the Knicks to get out on the break, allowed RJ to get out on the break a few times. That was really key. That was really pivotal and really key. for Mitch to, the Mitch is going to have to continue to play that style of basketball.
Yep.
Right. And I mean, he knows he can. He's going to have to continue to play that style. Game 2, he was a little loosey-goosey with the ball. He was dropping the basketball.
Absolutely.
Tonight he catched anything that came his way. It seemed like, he was attacking the rim when he did get the offensive rebound, go back up, bang it home. Big game for Mitchell Robinson. Huge game for Mitch. Huge game.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask before, I asked some other people to come up.
Eru coming.
Wait, what adjustments do you think Cleveland's going to look to make for the next game?
I'm not sure what it's coming from all over now.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to go back to doubling Brunson? The Knicks then already took care of that, in terms of how they're going to, attack that.
I don't know what they're gonna do. So they showed their hand, right? They played their hand, which was, and you saw tonight what did they do? They started Karis LeVert because that worked for them in game 2.
Right.
And so that was their best move, and they came out with it tonight, but it didn't work. I don't know what they're gonna do.
No.
I don't know.
No bench support. Remind us when we took Derrick Rose, remember, and we put him in the starting lineup, and then our bench went to crap in that Atlanta series. Kind of similar to that. I'm not sure, Sim, because I think they're doing a good job on Randall with single coverage with Mobley. What are you gonna do with RJ Barrett? He just got open shots. He knocked them down today.
Right.
I'm not quite sure what they can.
What else they can adjust to, right? Because if you want to talk about their game plan of defending the paint and keeping the Knicks, allowing the Knicks to shoot threes, you might say it kind of worked, right? Because the Knicks, they didn't shoot well from the 3-point line, only 30% from the 3-point line. The only thing they can really do, I think, is shoot better. Right. Shoot better.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other defensive adjustment they can make because it's not like Julius Randle killed them.
Right.
You know what I mean? RJ got a lot of his points on the fast break. Right? They weren't always in, that he was creating his own shot. So he got him on the break. He got kick out threes. You know what I'm saying? What do you do against that? Besides not, you might say, hey, we're not going to crowd the paint. We're going to cover the 3-point line. I doubt they're going to do that. But if you do that, then Julius Randle is going to eat you up inside. Right. So I really don't know. They might have thrown their biggest punch in game 2.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they may try to limit. They may try to limit our fast break points. What was the how many fast break points we had?
I don't know, but
Knicks had 15 fast break points.
15.
That wasn't even a lot. 15 to.
We did before. They had 20 turnovers, maybe.
Yeah, they had 20 turnovers, 15 fast break points to 7 for Cleveland.
I think they probably would want to limit, our fast break points. That's a big disparity, So maybe try to make the Knicks score against a set defense. Don't turn the ball over and get them out in transition and getting easy baskets. We're best when our defense is set.
Right.
So that may be something they'll try to work on.
Yeah, but that didn't work for them either tonight.
No. I'm just talking about in terms of points of emphasis for them for the next game.
Right.
Okay.
Get back, stop the fast break, make them have to work in the half court.
Right.
Because I still think the Knicks have shown that they can be stagnant in this half court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, but Sim, I want to point out if role players are playing their role, their half court defense, you got to remember they have great interior defense, but in that half court defense, you have Donovan Mitchell, who's a terrible defender, and you have Darius Garland, who's not a great defender. So they tried the half court defense tonight. It just didn't work out for them. So you probably, if that's their adjustment, then I don't know if that's going to work out for them either. But you attack that half court.
I understand, but but part of it was they gave up more fast break points than they want to. So I get what you're saying. We attacked it. It worked for us today, but that's their best option And I think another thing that helped us was RJ Barrett spraying the ball out and not having, tunnel vision.
Yep.
Right.
So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anybody?
Anybody want to come on up?
Eru.
Because I want to find out what you guys thought about the game. I mean, we can get 3 new people. Watch those wires over there. Step over that wire, please.
Where Eru?
Come on in. We got to switch out. Eru, come on in, man. I'll take a break. I'll let you switch in. Everybody, jump in, introduce yourself, and then, go for it. Let us know how you feel about tonight's game.
Yo, I'm Phil Porto, and I'm part of the Knicks Morning Brew.
Yes, sir.
This guy right here.
You know me as Hector, a.k.a. Project Nerd HQ, one of the hosts from the Knicks Morning Brew and Yanks Morning Brew. Man, this game, and shout out to my guy, Eru. I just got to say first and foremost, I met Eru back in 2019 on Instagram, and I tell him this story and it embarrasses him all the time, but he is the first person that interacted with me, and ever since then, it's always been family and always been love. So, Eru, it's a great time being in the same place with you, my brother.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. And as many times as I hear that, man, it makes you feel good every single time, man. Good to breathe the same air you breathe it, man.
Yeah, it definitely is, brother. Appreciate you, my guy, and all the work you do.
Yeah. So what's your guys' thought on this game, man? Is this what you expected the Knicks to come out today?
To me, it's what we needed. Like, more so than what we expected, it's what we needed. Even within the fan base, you had half the people that were saying RJ is done. Don't even let him play. Sit him down. And the redeeming factor of the game, RJ Barrett. Like, straight up, if you look, 67% shooting. He was the reason that we won this game, and we were talking with Sim the other day on the episode about like what we needed to do. And we talked about how Cleveland beat us because everybody was involved on their team. Everybody from top to bottom, everyone that played minutes had points.
Mm-hmm.
And our roster, that was not the case in game 2 at all.
Right.
And if you look at today, everybody on our roster that played had buckets.
Yes.
Not everyone on theirs did.
Right.
So it's like we switched, even the assists. We went to 21 assists. I think they were at like 15 when last time they outshined us in assists.
Right.
So in a game where Julius Randle offensively was not there, we needed RJ Barrett to step up, and RJ Barrett did that. And he is the reason that we could say we took that victory.
Right.
And one thing I want to say is I know that with a game like this, it's easy for the fan base to say this is the Julius Randle of the bubble season.
Yes.
Like, he wasn't productive. He shot 20%. But that is totally false. Like, the Julius Randle of the bubble season, when he had a poor offensive game, would be completely trash in everything else. But in this game, he was great in assists. He was great in rebounds. He was great in pretty much everything but scoring.
Right.
And when he has bad offensive games, that's typically when his turnovers are through the roof. But this game, he only had 2 turnovers. So he was able to adjust and still be what we needed to be, what we needed him to be for our Knicks game.
Yeah.
So I have to give it to Julius Randle. He is still playing good ball in spite of bad offense.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, one thing you could take away from any way you look at it is preparation. Tom Thibodeau and our bench. Our bench finally showed up. Our bench outscored them 39 points to 14 points. And to me, that is a big takeaway because in game 2, when we lost and we got outscored by 20 points, our bench was basically non-existent. Right? And to your credit, like you said, Julius Randle may have been 2 or whatever from beyond the arc, but at the same time, he was active throughout the whole entire game, being that physical force down low. And shout out to Mitchell Robinson for the game he had, staying out of foul trouble, being what we all thought Mitchell Robinson can be. Listen, when we was in the playoffs a couple of years ago versus Atlanta, the biggest takeaway was Mitchell Robinson was there. Having Mitchell Robinson in this series, you can tell it's frustrating Jared Allen.
Yeah.
It's frustrating Evan Mobley. They said it after game 1. Mitchell Robinson, kudos to the Cajun master from down low.
Yeah, no doubt.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the Knicks are showing their identity. It's not one team that just like star heavy where Julius Randle has to get 30 or Jalen Brunson has to get 30 in order for us to win. Everybody has their chance and their time to shine. And today's time to shine was RJ Barrett all the way.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about Julius Randle also too. I want to give him credit for being a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like even though he wasn't able to score, even though he wasn't able to make the great plays, I just think that his poise, his energy, his demeanor, and everything about that, everything was able to keep everybody together. Because even though like he wasn't scoring, like you said, we still was up by 30 at one point. You know what I'm saying? So that's incredible within itself. I just think that's just the identity of this team. And no matter who we play, as time goes on, we're always going to have a shot to win every single game because everybody is just it's the next person up. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like if Julius doesn't have it, if Jalen doesn't have it, somebody else has a chance to make that contribution for the women. So this was a great win. It was a lot of fun being in here, right, guys?
Oh, 100%, bro.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to all the Knicks fans who showed up at Legends. Also, I know there's a bunch of other content creators. They got different spaces popping right now, but every spot we went to, it was just full and packed. And you can feel walking through the streets of New York City, right? It's just a different feeling when the New York Knicks is in the playoffs. Shout out to my guy Tiki and Tanny from WFAN. They had us there this morning, and it was awesome hearing the Knicks fans call into WFAN saying how much this means. Like, it actually means a lot for the Knicks to be playing well in the playoffs. The city just feels different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say is as soon as the game got done, you came up and you were like, yo, this is Tibbs, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, it was. Like, Tibbs coached a great game today.
Yeah.
And Obi Toppin had 15 minutes. There were like multiple times in this place right here in Legends that all you heard from everybody was Obi Toppin chants because he was cooking and Tibbs let him cook, you know? And so I think we got to give props to Tibbs. He did a great job. And the one thing I want to say is
G-Mo.
my favorite stat of the game was the fact that we kept Darius Garland at 19%. 19%. He was 4 for 21.
We locked him up.
We locked him up, and Knicks fans would have been saying trade him at this point, even though he had a great second game. So,
isn't it funny too that we didn't hear a word from him all game either?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The last game he had a good game. It's good to talk when you're hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you don't have it going and you have nothing to say, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different game there.
Yep.
So he definitely got some big time humble pie, I think, man.
100%.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
100%. And again, shout out to everybody who showed up. I see my guy Hardwill in the back. Shout out to my brother Lawrence Mayberry and Hardwill from For the Love of the Game. I started out with them, and I got to shout my guys out in a second.
Oh, wow, we got the whole crew out here today.
we do.
man.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we
So
definitely
I'm actually going to bow out.
Yes.
We'll let Jigga to come up because he's the guy that, has started the Knicks Morning Brew. So I want him to be able to chop it up with you.
Yeah, man.
But, I love you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Shout out to Queen Steph also, who just dipped out right now.
Yeah, man. It's a big respect up to you guys, man. The morning brew show, you guys were doing the Yankees brew also before?
Yes, we got the Yankees Morning Brew. We got Get Yanked on NYY News TV, and then we got the Knicks Morning Brew over here.
Yeah, man. So we got my man here.
This is my guy Porter. Go ahead, bro. Speak to the people.
All right, so you guys know I only come in and usually say one thing, and it's how you doing?
How you doing?
Guys, I mean, listen,
Yo,
the Knicks itself, let's be real. The game was phenomenal. I said it the other day. This was a Rocky movie, okay? We fought good in that first one with that Apollo Creed moment. Then we got knocked out, and I feel like now was that game for us to punch back, right?
Yep.
So we're 2 games away from Russia. You know what I'm saying? So now we got that Clubber Lang moment coming next week.
I got you.
But on Sunday, if we play the way we played today,
Facts.
Jalen Brunson said it himself this week, right? He's not worried about that second unit. He knew they would come back.
Right.
He said when they get in their zone, we good.
Right.
And to hear our entire squad say they weren't worried about tonight and come out and perform the way they did tonight, I mean, I don't know what the rules are here, but it's a little bit of a national, right?
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, shout out to nothing but Knicks.
Yes.
All you guys, this was phenomenal. Being able to be in the building with you guys today was just, how you doing?
How you doing?
That's it. That's all I really got.
Yeah, it's great. Good stuff, man. So I mean, like I said, everybody got a chance to win here. And up until this point, the Knicks have not had their best game yet. So what they gonna do? Like Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do when the Knicks run wild on you? You know what I'm saying?
Drop one of them moments. Let's go.
When it comes down to it, you can't sleep on this opponent, right? Because we saw what happens when you sleep on them in game 2. They punch you real quick, just like a boxing match, right?
Yeah.
That first quarter today, it was feeling each other out. And you saw what happened in the second quarter when our team decided to run away with the money. right? So that's what we got to do when we come back in game 4. Preparation. Go back, watch the film, and see what you messed up on, and just try to improve and show up for game 4. Because that's what Cleveland's going to do. Cleveland's going to go back to the study room and just play that film, just try to come up with different schemes.
And if you think about it, right? I mean, that last game, we literally could sit there and our team could watch that entire film and be like, yo, we literally played like doo-doo.
Right.
So to be able to break that entire thing and see it be night and day today,
Right.
It's always a good thing when you got D Rose coming to the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that's the kind
shout
of
out to
game.
Daquan Jeffries, his first minutes as a Knick. Right? That's crazy, man. First minutes as a Knick. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what do you think Cleveland has to do to bounce back? What do you think they're going to try to do next time?
Hopefully Darian Garland. You never want to wish an injury on anybody, right? So hopefully Darian Garland, that ankle situation is not as bad as what it looked like on the court, and hopefully he can come back for game 4, right? Because at the same time, yes, that's an injury. We don't wish injuries on anybody, but at the same time, we got to go out there and play our game. Because if the foot was on the other foot, or if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't be crying for us if one of our starters got injured. Right? So we just got to show up in game 4. Like I said, hopefully he comes back healthy. We don't want to wish injuries on anybody, but also take advantage if he's out for game 4.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, we said it before the series even started. If you know that Donovan's going to get his,
right.
If you're able to contain him, keep him under that 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just not let the other pieces perform, then we know this series is a no-brainer for us.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the effects of that in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
When you let Garland cook the way he did, you see the result of that.
Yeah.
So today's a perfect example. You lock down those outer pieces,
Yeah, the game's over.
that's it.
Yo, every time this guy Donovan Mitchell score, everybody in the audience,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do because he is that nice,
Mhm.
So every time that shot goes up, it's gonna go in.
Yeah.
So you can't really complain about that too much. But like you said, some of these other guys, I'm talking about Mobley, Levert, Garland, Jared Allen didn't have a necessarily good game. Osman, all these generic kind of guys here. If we could just clamp those guys up, then that's a series right there.
100%. We know Donovan Mitchell is going to go out there and get 20 to 30 points, right? What we got to do is limit him getting 40 points, and we got to limit his co-stars being out there performing, right? We could allow Donovan Mitchell to get his 20, 25, 30 points, but what we can't allow is somebody else to step up with another 25 points.
I also will say, I mean, it does help when you got the Garden rocking the way it was.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because that mentality to have New York feeling the way it does right now. New York sports is a vibe right now.
Oh,
Okay.
right now,
like
what?
if you're not in New York right now for this moment,
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, speak about the way we got the Yankees, Mets, we got the Rangers, the freaking Devils, we got the Islanders playing good. The Knicks are playing good. The Liberty is coming up next. So what can you do here, man? With the Knicks, the New York City sports thing is
Hopefully our football teams get it together, because if our football teams could get it together, oh my God, 2023 is going to be amazing.
They're up next, man. The Giants and the Jets, they're definitely up next.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm gonna bow out so somebody else can come over and take control. Again, shout out to you, Uncle Sim. Shout out to you, my brother Eru.
Yeah, no
great time being here with you. And shout out to the chat as well. Hit the like button for the what? The boys. Yeah.
No doubt, man. Yeah, that's the morning brew, man. For guys that are into morning podcasts, these guys will take care of you during the morning. Sim usually does post games, afternoon sessions and stuff like that. But if you really want to get some morning basketball, especially baseball and things like that, tune into their podcast.
What happened now? Yeah, they left you for Dolo, man.
Yeah.
Hardwell, what's going on, man?
Here.
Come on, step up to the mic.
Hardwell.
We're gonna rock up out of here in just a second, but say what's up to everybody. Will, what's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling, man? How you feel about tonight's win?
Woo, man. Yo, I just want to say congratulations to the Knicks. And this is a big game tonight, man. And I like the ball movement. I like the fact that Brunson knew he had to get other people involved today and knew he had to finish off. So shout out to RJ and everybody else that played well, because everybody not going to play well every night. Everybody not going to play well every night. You know what I'm saying? So RJ, I think he was 8 for 12. He maybe missed 3 shots. I'm not sure, but I know he had decent game. And I like when he plays the right way. He just was making them. He only missed 1 pass when I felt like he should have threw it to Josh Hart on start that break. But Boog was like, he really ain't good at that. So everything else RJ did, I really like. What else things stuck out to me? I just like the fact I seen a lot of ball movement because I want to see other guys stay prepared. I think Cleveland beat us because they moved the ball last game and got players involved early, and then that's how they won. So today, I think we took a page from that, and Brunson got guys involved, and Randall too, and then Brunson finished them off. And I think that's what we got to do. I always said superstars know how to get their team involved and then finish the game, because if you're nice, you should be able to get your 20 plus regardless. If you're going to just force the shots in the beginning, and you know Grimes, and I don't know what happened to Grimes too, because Grimes left the game. I'm not sure why, but I feel like if guys are watching and you just dribbling, it's not good. But great game for the Knicks.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, a couple of times we got stagnant there, but for the most part, we did what we got to do. RJ carried the load in the beginning. G-Mo? Last time we was here, you got on RJ?
And it's hard for him to do that.
As they say, you know what I'm saying? John 3:16. He gave his only begotten son.
This guy, man.
19 points, 8 for 12 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. RJ.
And the fans got to keep it consistent.
I mean, look, I do agree with you guys, man. RJ Barrett, he did deserve the criticism. He was slacking off. And this is, for fans who are concerned about RJ Barrett, people say, oh, they're haters. No, RJ Barrett has to step up. This is what we wanted from RJ Barrett. He had to be the third guy. And I'm happy that we can finally say there's an RJ Barrett game in the playoffs. There's an RJ Barrett game in the playoffs, man. You're gonna have games.
That means
like
a lot.
You're gonna have games like this where you're Jalen Brunson. I say Jalen Brunson, he had his 2021, whatever, solid 20, but he wasn't white hot to start out. And Randall again is still come back from injury. People don't take that into account. We just look at Randall and say he's an Iron Man. We don't give him enough credit for trying to muscle through things. And RJ Barrett stepped up big, and I think that reverberated with the other young kids. On this team, I know Grimes has whatever he came out, whatever, but IQ felt a little bit more comfortable. We all know IQ is a rhythm guy, and I felt like once RJ Barrett started to step up, it was like, okay, what can the Cleveland Cavaliers do? They try to overplay, they try to put Karis LeVert on your man Jalen Brunson, thinking that's going to help out again, because I think last game he went 2 for 9 against Karis last game. The doubles didn't really help, but RJ Barrett, he fed off of that, and that's all we wanted. Knicks also did a good job playing the passing lanes today. It was excellent in terms of getting turnovers and steals. So again, the Knicks, and by the way, again, Mr. Garland without the fouls ain't special. Without them cheap foul calls, Darius Garland ain't special. So Cleveland, all that trash talk. Now I'm not gonna say Knicks in 5, but what I saw tonight by the Knicks, man, the effort on the rebound. I know we gave some second chance opportunities here and there, man, but what I saw tonight, man, I can't say enough, man. RJ, you stepped up to the plate, bro. This is what we needed from you, man. Got to see more of it. Again, Tom Thibodeau, say what y'all want about Tom Thibodeau. If you're not scoring, you can contribute in other ways. That's all they want from RJ Barrett. So just step up, and I'm saying so.
All right, so before we get out of here, what do the Knicks have to do on Sunday to go up 3-1?
Again, guys have to execute, man. See the open guy. Don't try to force too much. You still try to go into ISO sets a little bit too much. Just find the open guy. Move off the ball well. Play off the, many times you see random posts and guys are shifting around the right way. And sometimes you lead to turnovers. But capitalize, man. Capitalize on opportunities when Darius Garland is missing shots and not getting fouls, and Donovan Mitchell's missing shots and not getting fouls. Got to take your opportunities. When you're on fast breaks, when you get into the half-court sets, make the proper play. You don't have to be the superhero on every play. Make the right pass if you need to. Execute and score when you need to, man. We saw a few plays today. Randall had a really beautiful pass down low. I want to say to either Mitchell, I think it was to Mitch Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Facilitate, move the ball around. Everybody should have a Josh Hart mindset to this team, man. You don't have to force it, man. Just get it to the open guy, and you'll succeed. It's as simple as that, man. Cleveland, I'm not saying Cleveland, Knicks in 5. I still say Knicks in maybe 6, 7. But I'm when we execute like this tonight, they can't hold us.
But I'm going to say this. I think the adjustments that they made for game 2, I don't know what else they can adjust to.
Right.
Cleveland. right? They now got their best bench player in the starting lineup. So I don't see how their bench is gonna, come in and give you a bunch of points now. You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks, they handled Karis LeVert being on, that whole matchup issue. With Jalen Brunson having to guard Karis LeVert, the Knicks handled it well. Where else does Cleveland go besides, hit shots and things like that? I don't know what other adjustments they can make.
They try to bring back in Chetty. They try to bring back in Rubio. And you see at the times when you attack Rubio, Mobley or Jarrett Allen sneaking around on the help, which means that somebody's, it's almost like a trap. Like, it's like, I think I got a one-on-one, but I know Mobley or Allen is sneaking around in the paint, try to block it off. That means somebody is open. Yeah. Your mindset should always be, there's somebody else around me. I know I'm gonna go into the paint and the defense is gonna collapse. I should make the play. But again, it's all about how the refs really call it, how I see it, because game 2, man, Garland without the foul calls is not special. So again, gotta understand where you're playing. When we go back to Cleveland, gotta understand they're gonna get some BS foul calls, man. Keep your composure. You know what I mean? Brunson, again, don't need to go hero Brunson. That means RJ, that means IQ, that means Grimes. All those guys got to step up. Mitch Robinson continue to try to get on the boards. Make your damn free throws and your damn floaters. But, force it. Bickerstaff, can I give Bickerstaff credit?
Bickerstaff?
I'm going to give Bickerstaff credit. Like you said, Sim, because I've been seeing all the adjustments, man. I'll give you this credit, man. You're going to get some better players down the line, man. You are a good coach. You are a smart, heady coach. I hope we beat you. I don't wish you no luck, smart coach. I got to give you credit. You make adjustments, man. You are what they call, you fight in the trenches. You do not give up. Yeah. You use mud to kill your opponent. So I got to give it to you.
He looked nervous to me.
Well,
he looked nervous to me.
What do the Knicks got to do to win on Sunday? Go up.
Oh, Sunday is a more important game. I think it's going to be a tougher game, but stick to what they did today. Move the ball, play together. Because if the best players know they can score at will, keep the other guys involved. And I think that's the keys to winning. Also, you made a good point in reference to him switching Okoro and LeVert. That makes they bench suspect, and then you put Okoro coming off the bench and you needed him for defense. When I was at the game, he was shooting since like 4 o'clock, practicing on his ugly jump shot, Okoro, and it wasn't even going nowhere near the rim. He made 1 3 today, and they all shot bad from 3 today. So I just want to give more credit to the Knicks defense because the Knicks defense is really, they turned it up another notch on them, and that's what the Cavs did to us in game 2. So now we keep it here because the Cavs, I don't think they could turn it up in our house like that, man. Right. Garden was rocking too much. I never been in a garden like that. There was so many celebrities from J. Cole to, and we said it, what team has 5 or 6 ex-players at the game all the time?
Right.
And 6 or 7 celebrities in celebrity row or more than that. Like, come on, man. Stop it.
And you was with big shout out to Jay Boogie. You was with Jay Boogie tonight, man. Let him know what happened.
Oh, man, it was amazing. Happy birthday to my boy Bull.
Yes, sir.
They played his record in the first quarter after the first time out. And they brought him and his family there. He brought me with them. We was in the Delta. And they said, yeah, we're going to play your record at the first time out in the first quarter. So we got ready. Everybody stood up. And it came on. And it's we lit. Yeah. Fire. They didn't show his face because they did the video with clips.
Right.
But if you hear it, you know that's Jay Boogie. So congratulations, Boog, man.
Big congratulations.
You kept pushing and you got a big dream to come true for you on your birthday, bro. I'm so happy for you, bro.
That's big. That's big. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna head up out of here for the night. We'll be back. Tomorrow, I don't know. I know Tony is gonna want to do a losers lounge. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get one in or not. I'll see. You know what I mean? I didn't see any Cavs fans in the chat tonight. The one dude that said he was coming back didn't come back because he already knew Dutchy, the dude Dutchy. He's probably listening though. But anyway, we're up out of here, ladies. Gamble, can you hit that end stream for me?
Yes, sir.
Folks, be peaceful.
Peace. Glad I caught that, man.